Alright guys, in today's video I wanted to talk about some really exciting upcoming games that you 100% have to know about. They all seem to offer something special, so let's get into it right away without wasting time. And please like this video right away if you'd like me to continue on with these new game compilations. First off, we have Ferocious, one of my most anticipated games in a long time, for the simple fact that it is an FPS horror game taking place on a mysterious island that's never been explored before, and it is a game inspired by the famous King Kong movie from Peter Jackson with dinosaurs and disgusting creatures inhabiting this lost world. Ferocious will feature a ton of creatures including different dinosaurs, giant crabs, unknown calamities, and even human enemies. The distress call from a group of missing investigative journalists leads you right in the middle of the island, where you find a tropical island where no island should be, with factions trying to control this secret place while creatures living on it are trying to end your life. Equipped with a camera, you are trying to uncover the truth while using a wide arsenal of weapons and tools to survive. Explore the island by rappelling steep cliffs, discovering underwater caves, and trying to hide from the terrifying creatures that are in this world. Next up, we have Exekiller, a really exciting Fallout/Cyberpunk inspired action game where you are a bounty hunter looking to pay off your debt in a dangerous world that can be influenced to your liking. In the course of the game, Denzel, the main character, discovers the truth about himself, and this revelation puts him in the sights of several powerful factions. From this point, a dangerous and difficult game of survival begins, where you decide how things go. The game world consists of a semi-open environment with a central hub, many smaller locations with long distances between them, and environmental hazards such as unexpected enemies or dangerous weather. The gameplay is primarily designed around the principle of choice. While completing quests, the player will never be limited to one path or solution for any problem encountered. The decisions made by the player will clearly affect the attitude of NPCs, dialogues, and possible endings, making each playthrough unique. Next up, we have Space Marines 2, one of the most badass looking game out there, which has you protect humans and hunt down thousands of monsters in a Warhammer world that's as dystopic as it gets. Thanks to many weapons and melee equipment at your disposal, you'll be able to destroy your enemies in brutal ways with intense gore, and all of this in a story-driven campaign. You'll embody the superhuman skills and brutality of a Space Marine, the greatest of the Emperor's warriors, unleash deadly abilities and an arsenal of devastating weaponry to obliterate the relentless Tyranid hordes. Oh, that bait, the horrors of the galaxy in epic battles on far-flung planets. You'll uncover dark secrets and drive back the everlasting night to prove your ultimate loyalty to humanity. Next up, we have Greyhill Incident, an actual exciting alien abduction game where you have to defend your neighborhood in any way that you can using a weapon, a baseball bat, and your dog. As Ryan Baker, an average guy equipped with a baseball bat and just a few bullets in his revolver, your path is to get across the atmospheric neighborhood of Greyhill to save a neighbor who is in serious trouble. You'll find useful items, solve puzzles, and you meet other neighbors as you fight to survive this invasion and guide Ryan through the neighborhood. You'll sneak through the open areas of the atmospheric US neighborhood, which has been invaded by aliens and UFOs. Investigate houses and barns and search for ammo while you work up your way through the village and uncover the alien conspiracy. Next up, we have Vigilancer 2099, an ambitious cyberpunk action game with a Blade Runner inspired open world to explore, people to meet, and also targets to hunt down. You will step in the shoes of a Vigilancer, customize your look, cybernetics, and playstyle to best suit your survival tactics. Thanks to a parkour system, you'll traverse the densely packed mega building that's host to all manner of humans, robots, and aliens alike. Take on bounty gigs to earn your credits, and decide whether to spend that money on reducing your outstanding depth or use it to customize yourself further to make navigating the hostile terrain a little more bearable. It is a tough world with only two options: buy your life back or die trying. Customizations not only affect playstyle and the aesthetic of your character, but also NPCs respond and react to you. Next up, we have the War of the Worlds game, one of the many games where graphics absolutely doesn't matter because the gameplay features that this game has to offer is absolutely insane. This game will first have you, as a normal citizen, witness an all-out alien invasion in your world, and then it sets you free to survive in it for more than a week. Search for resources, shelter, weapons, vehicles, fight with the army against the aliens, kill other civilians which might have the keys to a new car or resources, and much more. The extraterrestrials are not the only threat in this world. Other humans may try to rob you from your resources, vehicle, or your life. Multiplayer in this game delivers an absolutely unique experience, allowing you to pick a side, humans or aliens, aliens and humans as you explore and survive in a dangerous world with other players roaming around, and aliens as you exterminate every single player. Next up we have Unrestricted, an all-out open-world Superman-inspired game where you can fly freely in a destroyed world and fight off different monsters in huge boss fights and more. The game gives you different abilities and is literally the game that you want to get if you've been wanting a Superman project for a long time. Like myself, there's just no Superman game out there. There's destruction, a massive world to explore, and epic fights to have. Next up we have Transience, an exciting FPS stealth action game being created by the YouTuber Big Fright TV, and I'm really intrigued by it. Inspired by many tactical games from back in the day, the developers aim to combine the maneuverability and fluidity of a third-person stealth game with the slower pacing of a first-person shooter. Become the specter in the walls, the shadow picking off survivors one by one. Sometimes staying out of sight is only one way to complete the objective. Sometimes a more active and aggressive hand is required in this game. Transience offers the players a ton of ways to approach objectives, from stalking in the shadows, running and gunning down corridors, or a blend of both with different customizable weapons and many different levels with a story. Next up we have Project LLL, a massive AAA open world action game developed for many years now and is coming to both PC and consoles. LLL is a sci-fi game, but it can also be seen as a game that falls under a subgenre of alternative history. It takes place in a world that started with the idea that the history we know progressed differently due to a particular event in the past. In this game, a devastated Seoul, the 10th century Byzantine Empire, and the 23rd century are all blended together in the same lore, giving players the chance to fight futuristic enemies but also fantasy monsters, all in the same connected world, which is said to give players a unique experience. You'll be able to start wars with other factions, fight off different bosses with your friends, customize your character and weapons, and complete a dedicated story. Finally, we have Blight Survival, one of the most exciting game reveals that I've seen in a long time. What an absolutely great gameplay reveal they shared here, and what looks like an exciting horror medieval game. Something that we actually haven't seen before, and I'm all in for it. Blight Survival is a 4-player co-op action horror roguelite set in the unforgiving no man's land between two desperate states at a ceaseless war. Within this purgatory, a new strain of blight has sprung from remains of the dead. Strengthened by the blood that has been spilled, it rapidly spreads, turning man into monster. Fight with up to 3 friends your way through both man and monsters in a violent co-op action experience. Pillage and loot the spoils of those less fortunate, but remember, what has been found can once again be lost if you die. You'll choose between a large selection of weapons, armor, and customize them to best suit your playstyle, and finally explore the war-ravaged lands in a huge map filled with secrets and plenty of coin to be found. For more videos on upcoming games just like these, like this video right now and subscribe to stay tuned.